Welcome to another Tale Upon a Time, and this tale is about celebrating our communities. Now, June is Gypsy Romany Traveller History Month, and this video celebrates Romany travellers' lives, their stories, and something about their culture and where they live. Everyone is different in so many ways. And it would be boring if we were all the same. So let's celebrate our culture, family history, and when we're all together, we can celebrate diversity. And we celebrate all sorts of things, don't we? Birthdays, a winning football or swimming team. And when we've worked hard at something and we've done it, we celebrate. We are part of and live with many different groups of people around us. And traveller is an umbrella word for gypsies, Romany and Irish travellers, fairground and showman, circus, and those living in barges on waterways. That's why we use the letters GRT, Gypsy Romany Traveller. Now today most travellers live in permanent homes, but years ago they would travel around in caravans from place to place. So that's why they are called travellers. We all come from different cultures, and culture means our way of life, the way we do things. It's passed on down through our families from generation to generation. Culture includes our backgrounds too, nationalities, families and homes, and we all bring different things to the communities we learn and live in, and all of us can make a difference to them and to each other's lives in our schools, families and where we live. We all have different interests, skills and needs too. And we can be proud of who we are. Romany travellers are known for many things, including their knowledge and love of nature and the world around them, their love, knowledge and understanding of horses. And every year, at a place called Appleby in Westmoreland, hundreds of horses and travellers gather for the horse fair. The first one began in 1685, and it's where families and friends can meet up and buy and sell their horses. Travellers are also known for the different crafts they're skilled at, including flower arranging, primrose baskets, papercraft, wood carving, and then there's gardening, landscaping, cooking, dancing, storytelling, many different things. Traveller children spend more time outdoors enjoying nature, being independent, and they love their family life and entertaining each other. The houses we live in, the places and spaces which are our homes, are all different too. Just have a think for a moment about how many different kinds of houses there are around where you live. Some homes can move around, and some travellers still go from place to place, but most now live somewhere permanently. Homes you can travel around in are caravans, trailers, wagons, and boats called barges. Many years ago, some travellers once lived in tents, or also yurts. Romany gypsies first travelled in bow-top wagons called vardos 170 years ago, and vardos were pulled by a horse. They were decorated inside and out with beautiful scroll paintings and gold leaf. It really was a work of art, and a typical vardo or wagon only has one room. Some have windows at the back and the sides, and most have a door at the front with steps to get in. And then there is a rack at the back called a crutch. It carries the hay for the horse, a tent, and other useful things. And underneath the wagon at the back is a pan box or cupboard to store cooking pots and things. You don't see many vardos used today. And because they didn't have electricity, vardos were heated with an indoor fire which burnt wood logs. It had a chimney up through the roof, and as well as keeping the family warm, they could put clothes around the fire to dry. How many chimneys does your house have? What is it heated by? Now, meals were usually cooked outdoors over a fire called a yog. Just close your eyes for a moment and imagine you're outdoors in the warm early evening with the lovely smell and crackling of wood burning and the mouth-watering smell of food cooking. For at least 1,000 years, travellers also used rod and blanket tents. They were made by fitting hazel branches into a ridgepole and covering it with something waterproof. The floor might have had carpets and mats, and warmth was from a wood-burning stove. They were quite dark inside because they didn't have any windows. Now, another kind of tent, and one you might have heard of, is called a yurt. These are quite popular now as somewhere people can stay for their holidays. And they are made from a circular framework of lattice wood and covered with a canvas. Sometimes plastic is used to cover the dome at the top. A yurt also has a chimney to let out the smoke and fumes from the burning wood. Cooking can be done inside the yurt too. Many years ago, when canals were first built, goods were taken in narrow boats pulled by horses, and all sorts of products were taken from one place to another. Coal, shingle, sand, and crops like potatoes and other vegetables. Today, though, most barges are powered by an engine, and very few traveller families live in them now. Barges are also decorated in a style of art which is called, can you guess? Yes, you're right, barge art. And today most travellers live in modern caravans or houses. And when travellers live somewhere permanently, their culture and heritage stays with them. They live in close-knit communities and now travel in modern vehicles and caravans. Most families have treasures which are passed down through the generations, grandparents to parents, parents to children. Do you have anything on display from many years ago which belonged to one of your family members? Now, the other thing is we all communicate with each other in different ways. And there is a Romany Gypsy language too. Now here are some Romany words. Can you guess what they mean? Are you ready? Okay. Vardo, Tacho, Kushti, Kushti Bok, Longtail, Achintan, Chov, Gokul, Groy, Rockenin, Rom, and Yog. How did you do? Now, two of those words I've used already. Do you spot them? They were Vardo, which means, yes, gypsy wagon, and Yog meaning, you're right, fire. Tacho means truth. Kushti, nice. Kushti Bok, good luck. Longtail, a rat. Achintan, stopping place. Chov, child. Gokul, dog. Groy, horse. Rockerin, talking. And Rom, people. Now, many communities, groups, clubs and organisations have their own flags or badges, which people love to have and show. And this, behind me, is a Romany Traveller flag. Have a look at it. The pictures and colours on a flag all have meanings. Do you support a football club? And if you do, does it have a badge or a flag? Does your school have a badge? What's the meaning of the design? So take a look at this Traveller flag. What do you think the colours and picture in the middle mean? What do you think? Well, the blue means the sky, the green, the earth, representing love of nature, and the wheel, of course, means travelling. Something new for you to do. I want you to think of any words that are to do with the Gypsy Romany Traveller communities. Ideas you might have include horses and horse fairs, gypsy caravans, dancing, storytelling, animal tracks, fairgrounds, animal sounds, circus, campfires. You could write a poem by putting the words you've come up with together and add describing words called adjectives. So things like chomping horses, clattering caravans, flickering fire and so on. This would make a great poem. So here goes. Chomping horses with clattering caravans, flickering fires while we sit eating on the ground, listen to the sounds of animals scurrying by, and listening carefully to a lonely owl's cry. Twittle, twittle. Some well-known people from Romany backgrounds include Charlie Chaplin, who was very famous for his comic character. He was best known for wearing his bowler hat, carrying a walking stick, and having a funny walk. Footballers you will probably have heard of include Eric Cantona and Cristiano Ronaldo. And amongst Romany boxers is Tyson Fury and Billy Joe Saunders. Sir Michael Caine was an actor who appeared in hundreds of films, and amongst Romany singers is Elvis Presley. There are some wonderful Romany Traveller stories, and here behind me are just two books which I think you'd enjoy. The first is called Iochi and the Pano Gris. It's a traditional Romany tale which inspires hope and celebrates the positive values of creativity. The second book is Osiri and the Bala Mengro, and this story is about a girl named Osiri who makes her own musical instruments from willow branch and lots of recycled objects. Will she wake the ogre in the hills? When I was a child, making things was passed on from my dad to me. He used to make things out of wood, and in 1983, this behind me is a gypsy caravan he made out of matchsticks, and I think that's where I got my making things from. It's part of my culture. Please take a look at my other Romany tales on my YouTube channel. There's Amber the Traveller Family's Horse, a real Romany memory written by Rain Geoghegan, who is a Romany gypsy poet and actress, and a boy's Romany Traveller's Tale. This is about a boy who went to a primary school for the very first time. Also, go to the YouTube song Everyone Belongs Song Library. I know you'll enjoy it, and it even includes some rap for you to join in with. And so, we're all part of a story. We're all part of a community and communities. So let's tell it and live it well. Thank you very much for watching and listening to my tale upon a time. Thank you and goodbye. Goodbye.